Today we're going to hear a story about a small town by the sea called Brinehaven. Imagine a place with huge cliffs and salty air where life was pretty much the same every day. Fishermen went out, people chatted at the market, the usual. But one year, winter decided to show up early with some seriously strong storms. These weren't your average storms. Oh no, these were the kind that felt like icy claws grabbing at the village. One night, during one of these super scary storms, the ground started shaking so badly that people ran out of their houses. When the sun came up, they saw a crack at the bottom of the cliffs. And guess what? It was the entrance to a secret cave. Everyone was curious, of course, but they were also scared the cave might collapse. Everyone, that is, except for Marlowe. Now, Marlowe was a crow, but not your average crow. He couldn't fly because one of his wings was bent, but boy was he sneaky. He loved shiny things and would often snatch them from people's pockets. He also really liked to steal fish. So when this cave showed up, Marlowe was more than a little curious. He hopped right towards the dark entrance, his bent wing flapping with excitement. The villagers just watched, laughing a little nervously. What's that silly crow gonna find in there? They wondered. Well, night came, and Marlowe didn't come back. The next morning, everyone woke up to the sound of Marlowe cawing like crazy. He was sitting on top of the market bell, and in his beak, he had something amazing, a piece of glowing crystal. It was so bright it seemed to pulse with light. The oldest person in the village, the elder, took the crystal from Marlowe and looked at it closely. "This isn't just any rock," he said. "They say these crystals used to help sailors find their way during the worst storms." Everyone started talking at once, but no one was brave enough to go into the cave themselves. Meanwhile, Marlowe disappeared again. He came back later that day with another crystal, even brighter than the first. Every day, the brave crow went into the cave and came back with these amazing treasures that no human dared to collect. Then, one night, a really terrible storm hit. The sea got so rough that it flooded the docks and almost washed away houses. The villagers were scared and didn't know what to do. They grabbed their things and ran to higher ground. Suddenly, Marlowe appeared, cawing louder than ever and pulling at the elder's clothes. "What is it, bird?" the elder asked. Marlowe pointed his beak towards the cave and then back at the elder as if to say, "Follow me." Even though he was scared, the elder followed Marlowe and the other villagers followed too. They were curious but also a little afraid. Inside the cave, they couldn't believe their eyes. The walls were covered in glowing crystals, shining like the sun. And right in the middle was a giant crystal humming with energy. "It's the crystal of Caledra!" the elder gasped. "Legends say it can stop any storm!" With Marlowe leading the way, they carefully took the giant crystal back to the village square and put it on top of a strong pillar. The light from the crystal spread everywhere, and just like that, the storm calmed down, and the waves became still. From that day on, no one thought of Marlowe as just a silly crow anymore. He became the feathered Watchman, the protector of Brinehaven. They even built him a special perch next to the crystal, where he could sit proudly, his bent wing a reminder of his bravery. And you know what? Even though there were still storms, they were never strong enough to hurt the village again. All thanks to Marlowe, the brave crow who dared to go where no one else would.